Hello everyone, welcome back to the Week in 7 Questions, today with Loredana Teodorescu. So Loredana, the new Pact on Migration and Asylum, what's in it that we haven't heard before?
So what is really new in the pact is a revised form of solidarity, which is flexible but not optional. So all the EU countries should contribute to solidarity, choosing among different options. But the pact is also more than that. It recognizes, for instance, the specificity of the search and rescue operations in the attempt to develop a more EU-coordinated approach. It calls for a new pre-entry screening at the external border, together with a faster asylum border process. It proposes to appoint a new EU return coordinator and a new crisis instrument.
Now, the European Commission didn't remove the contentious Dublin regulation that the country of first entry must deal with an asylum claim. Why not?
I would call it political realism. Simply, there are no other conditions at the moment to reach a political agreement on that. So the plan recognized that the Dublin system is not fit for its purpose anymore, and proposes a new approach to go beyond its limitations and reduce pressure on frontline states, even if the burden of reception still remains.
So, flexible, voluntary, or mandatory? Which type of solidarity is the best?
First of all, solidarity should not be put into discussion. This is also the sense of our union of living in a common house. Voluntary solidarity is not enough, but the mandatory decision to temporarily relocate asylum seekers did not work as expected and generated even more frictions instead. So based on the lessons learned in the past, I would say that a flexible solidarity is an attempt to reach concrete and realistic results, so is the best in the current situation.
Member states can choose how to implement solidarity with the frontline states, but some form of solidarity is still going to be obligatory. Can we still call obligatory solidarity, well, solidarity?
In my opinion, yes, as it goes hand in hand with the principle of responsibility sharing. So let's not forget that we are still talking about specific situations when a country is under pressure. And let's not forget that countries can still decide how they want to implement this solidarity. So there is always an alternative to relocation, which is considered the red line for some countries.
And who are the haters of this pact?
The division on migration between member states reflects a broader debate on the role of the EU should have. So the Visegrad prime ministers have already criticized the plan and rejected some key aspects of the proposed reforms. Of course, this is not promising, especially if the ambition is to have a first political agreement on the package already in December this year.
Will the pact make the EU better prepared for migration crises?
I think it's a good start, but it's still not enough, and there are aspects that need to be clarified, and the devil, we know, is always in the detail. Let's talk, for instance, about whether sponsoring returns can be really considered as a concrete form of solidarity, and if it will even work. We know how difficult returns have been so far. Now the plan needs to be transformed into concrete reforms in order to bring change. And here comes the toughest part: reaching consensus.
And Loredana, on a scale of 1, that is utter failure, to 10, that is raving success, how would you rate the new pact?
I would give it a 7 for the attempt to overcome the current stall. As migration is no longer under the spotlight because of the COVID emergency, there was a risk of losing the momentum. But reform is still very much needed and goes beyond migration policy. The EU must show is capable of facing challenges and delivering results, and also restoring trust between member states. However, I don't see a real shift of paradigm. So the pact can already be seen as a compromise, even before the negotiations have started.
So thank you, Loredana, and thanks everyone for watching, and see you again next week with another mystery guest.